Hello, and welcome to this segment of our series on what it means to be Catholic. I am Father Keith Labove, and I have been given the opportunity to speak to you during this month of September on the topic of faithful citizenship. As we move toward the fall elections, it is not my goal to tell you how to vote, nor is it my goal to endorse anyone or anything except the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ and the social teaching of the Catholic Church. It is my hope that these principles will help you in forming your own conscience as a guide for your involvement in the political process. Last time I explored with you the task of building up the common good as the essential path to peace and justice. We talked about crafting a society where each and every person is allowed to achieve his or her own fulfillment individually and in groups. One essential component of this task of building up the common good is an abiding respect for human rights and the fulfillment of duties for all persons. Today we continue our exploration of the importance of the common good by asking the question, how do we determine what is good for all? As with all Catholic social teaching, we begin not with ideology, system of government, or pet economic theories. Rather, we discover the nature of what is good by committing ourselves to upholding the dignity of the human person. It is the well-being of that human person which is the proper focus and goal of every structure of society, including government. The human person as an individual and as a member of various groups, especially the family, is the core value in seeking justice. Now, these human persons who make up society in all their diversity and uniqueness share a common trait at the very core of being human. Men and women are created in the very image and likeness of God. As such, men and women have the same dignity and are of equal value. They possess a dignity which cannot be lost or abandoned. While sin, division, injustice, and hatred can overshadow and obscure that dignity, it is a God-given quality that can never be erased. When our goal is the building up of the common good, the greatness of a nation will be measured by the extent to which human dignity is respected always and everywhere. Consider first the innocent, who have done nothing to obscure their inherent dignity. Society must act in ways that protect the lives of these innocent ones. Tragically, the unborn are seen as inconvenient or less than human, and abortion is justified. The elderly are not as productive as they once were, and the terminally ill demand sacrifices of us, including special care and attention. When society permits the destruction of the innocent, or even worse, encourages it, the common good is weakened at its core. When human dignity is trampled upon, there is no death with dignity. We must also speak to the situation of those whom we perceive to be different from ourselves. Consider the countless examples of derogatory names that are often used to describe those whom we see as different. These names are a direct attempt to obscure the human dignity of ethnic groups, races, religions, and entire nations. If we can deny their dignity, perhaps by calling them enemy, then we can rationalize our own actions, even to the point of resorting to violence. When we divide humankind into groups of us and them, we stop being kind or human, as the dignity of all is ignored. It is also true that human persons sometimes perform evil acts. This is a fact of life and living in society. So we establish criminal justice systems in order to protect society, to offer correction and hopefully rehabilitation to wrongdoers, and to promote justice for all. However, when these criminal justice systems lose sight of the inherent human dignity of the person, the justice system itself becomes criminal. Any justice system that denies the dignity of the accused or the guilty will fail to build up the common good and will undermine the very justice it was intended to promote. It is precisely respect for human dignity that guides and directs our efforts at building up the common good for all. This dignity does not disappear when we deal with the innocent or the guilty or even the enemy. It is this same respect for human dignity that drives us to fight to overcome poverty and hunger. This dignity leads us to oppose abortion and euthanasia and the death penalty. This same human dignity demands that we reject torture of the enemy and racism towards those who are different. This dignity demands respect for religious freedom for all people of faith, even those we do not understand. One last point must be mentioned if our respect for human dignity is to effectively build up the common good. Some persons in society have the resources and the power to speak up for themselves. The poor often do not. That is why the social teaching of the Church embraces a preferential option for the poor. It is the vulnerable, the voiceless, and the poor who are most likely to be denied the goods of society. If human dignity is to be the foundation of the common good, we must pay special, even preferential attention to the plight of the poor among us. The good we seek must be the good of all. Next time, we will look at two other foundations of the common good, solidarity and subsidiarity, as essential to a just society.